Welcome to the second day of the 7th month of 2024. The Sunrise Morning Show on 3FM 92.7. My name is Johnnie Hughes. Always a pleasure to be here. Helen Appiah-Ampofo will join me in a bit. In the meantime, today we will continue that conversation we started yesterday on the bipartisan probe of the Konkonsa police report, as I like to call it. Yesterday we had Dr. Adam Bona. He's a security analyst. Today, hopefully, we will have the man at the center of all the controversy, COP retired Alex Mensah, and then Dr. Rashid Draman, who's also well vexed in parliamentary issues, will join us. The public have been waiting. We'll get into that conversation. Also talk about your eyes. Yes, EYE. We need net to sing mete yote. Can you see? Oh my God. And then we'll get into another conversation to wrap us up with Womenpreneur. So it's a packed show, if you ask me, I'll tell you that. In between, we'll have Johnny's Bite, we'll have sports, community voices. Hopefully, Elijah doesn't come to spell butterfly for us again. And then, once we're done with that, we'll get into Voice of the People, where you get a chance to call into the show and tell us what you think. Big shouts to Coach Sammy. And yesterday he sent me a message that, he's not being too well. He was transferred. I saw that message late. I intended to call him, but I forgot.
Shout out to you,
Coach Sammy was moved to Kolebu. And they didn't have what they were looking for, so they moved into Adabraka Polyclinic. Eventually, he was brought back to the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, as Ridge Hospital, where he found what he was looking for. If you want money, when the renovation of the Ridge Hospital started, there's too much money being pumped into it. Your mama is chopping the money. That's it. Eventually save somebody's life. I saw somebody who came from the diaspora, also a Ghanaian who came here and took videos of the University of Ghana Medical Center. It tells you a lot that, look, we have something.
There's some very exciting stuff happening at UGMC. In fact, they've completed now 6 successful kidney transplants.
Right.
And so they're touting it as the place to go for medical tourism, for those who want to fly into Ghana for specialty treatments. So shout out to UGMC for what they're doing over there. And I did see that video that you mentioned. She documented her entire stay there, the food, the bathroom, the facilities, the greenery, the scenery. And I thought, well, I don't know what the price tag was, but if I fall sick by accident,
anyway,
you know what to send to me.
I hear you. You never fall sick.
Amen.
Well, check out what's happening by way of weather. And is it going to rain? Is it going to shine? We're in July. June, July. I used to know a mason called June July at Carnation number 1. We used to work with my father.
His name was June July?
Yeah, June July. Very effective. Very effective.
Well, he only works those 2 months,
No. He works the whole time. But, that was his nickname. It was called Nat, yeah?
I see.
I think Nat I'm also. But June July. Anybody who grew up in Carnation number 1 area, they knew June July.
June July.
Yeah, June July.
What's a guy name?
Oh my God. Did you listen to the finance minister yesterday?
I listened to excerpts of what he had to say. I did indeed. He has a very positive outlook for the health of the economy, which was interesting. Again, I don't always understand the jargon, but I understand and I feel what is going on in my pocket. So I juxtapose that against what he had to say. And, by all indications, on a macro level, on a technical level, on a prophylactic level, things look good.
Right.
When I relate it to what's going on the ground, we're in the streets, we're on the ground, we have our ears.
It doesn't happen
with the people. I don't know whether it's
I honestly don't see why we should be equating the pain of people and trying to do a year-on-year analysis of the pain of the people.
Yeah.
Yesterday I heard him talk about the fact that, okay, so inflation last year was about 54%. So if you have it around 23% now, really, then there's been a significant change. And I say, look, Chief, the fact that inflation has dropped doesn't necessarily mean that the fact that inflation has dropped doesn't necessarily mean that things have become better. You know, the fact that inflation has dropped, it doesn't connote that things have become better. And I think that officialdom can go ahead and understand this for once and for all. They need to understand this once and for all, that people are losing their capital, right, because of inflation. People are losing their livelihood. People are losing their jobs. People are losing, people are losing some more of their dignity, etc. You cannot then come and equate and say that, oh, inflation is better, really. I mean, what was the inflation that was bequeathed to this government? Because they joined all of us to scream that the inflation at the time was bad.
That's right.
That was about what, 17%?
Thereabouts.
Yeah?
Thereabouts. A sub 20%
Yes,
inflation.
Sub 20 said it was bad. Now we went all the way to 54%. We have still come back. We have not even come back to the status quo ante, which is what, under 20, right? Sub 20. So what really are we talking about?
That's right.
It's sometimes I think that officialdom knows, but they go ahead anyway to be disingenuous with the truth. And I don't think that's fair to the people, because the finance minister may be trying to please those who appointed him, but he should not forget that those who appointed him and he himself and all the people who work under him work for us, the Ghanaians. We are the employers. They should never forget that.
I agree with that. As for the numbers and touting the growth rate and this and that, it's all beautiful language, like I said. But when I think about my own personal economy, it's not really matching up. So I take it all with a pinch of salt. I mean, if you come and give me big jargon, really, it does not too much to to appease me. We have 7.3 million Ghanaians living in abject poverty, multi-dimensionally poor. I think that's a true indication of what's going on the ground. Forget the jargon and the percentages and everything else that you're hearing. That is the reality.
That is the reality. And the reality this morning on the front page of the Daily Guide is that Freddie Blay sues a Blackwell Media General. IGP leaked tape. Superintendent Asari JB lied, according to the report. Malam arrested for suspected ritual killing. Baumia unites Napo and Wuntumi. 360 million US dollars IMF cash hits Bank of Ghana account. Senate assures continuous stakeholder engagement. Comes with Kofi Osafumafu's picture. That's Osafumafu's son, for those who are uninitiated. Bellingham quotes Roosevelt after England win. And Democracy Cup trophy tour begins ahead of Kotoko clash, Kotoko and Haas clash. GFA boss stalls vision of FC president and football club president, that is. The Ghanaian Times this morning says Ghana's economy rebounds. First quarter growth robust at 4.7%. Finance Ministry of Finance UG maiden quarterly economic roundtable today. Inside this issue, also a regular columnist Cameroon Dodu writes on the passing of Professor Francis Nkrumah, first president of Ghana's first son of Ghana's first president. Freddie Blay's son, Sue Okujeto Black of Alabadi Beach matter. The Daily Statesman, SNIT, we offer the best pension in the country, and government restructures the $1 billion IPP's legacy debts. Also, public urged to treat the dead with dignity. Akufo-Addo's approach vindicated. Ghana navigates global crisis with resilience and strategy. We are strategists. Strategists now, dear Beko IMF. That's in Kennedy Japan's voice.
Yes.
Maxwell Kunedu said to leave in Swatrem. Man and Fatao Ishaku credits coach Enzo Mariska for Leicester success. Kotoko versus Hearts of Oak. Democracy Cup Much rescheduled. Sixtus Ullo is joining us.
Quickly, though, Johnny, and also good morning to you, Sixtus. It's great to see you. Was there a story about treating the dead with respect? Something on the Daily Stick?
The video.
Yeah, did you see that video?
Yeah.
I was very disturbed by it. I'm glad that we.
I was wondering where the family of that young man was. Wearing trainers, tracksuit. I was wondering where his family was at the time. And then I flipped the coin and I said, well, maybe when he was alive, he failed to listen to any advice at all from his family, disconnected himself from the family, So the people you saw carrying him were the family he made while he was alive.
Oh, yeah.
That's another school of thought. Another school of thought was that, okay, well, maybe donations were coming. The family, Bishop was busy counting the money. He didn't actually care. I'm just raising, I'm starting a debate, So I've given you 2 instances.
Yeah.
And then the last one was that, well, the family couldn't be bothered. That thing is spoiled. It's spoiled already.
I mean, I was very disturbed by it. I'm sure he was dressed. He died young. Clearly, he's dressed young, and so for when you're young as well, sometimes your frontal cortex and lobe is not fully developed. So certain things sound like a good idea at the time.
So
but
you're
come
saying
on,
that you agree with Katie Hammond?
Oh, he had a point too. Just like people didn't take your time to listen. He had a point.
So your head is a coconut head.
There are times when I've made coconut decisions, but we're seeing that regardless of age, some of these coconut decisions can be made. So I leave the rest up to you. Sixtus, it's good to see you. How are you feeling?
Good to see 2 of you. Feeling a bit refreshed, a bit stressed
coconut
out.
head.
Yeah, this wasn't a holiday.
You've been using your coconut.
I've been using my
coconut. Charlie. All right.
Which is why I disagree with you. As for the coconut decisions, anybody can make them, regardless of your age. It doesn't. Even with the unfortunate. Let me use that word advisedly. The unfortunate thing is that we tend to equate gray with wisdom.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a common saying about knowledge against experience.
Right.
Yes, you may be knowledgeable in a particular field, but experience will trump the work.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You have to be on the field.
You have to be on the field.
A simple analogy would be that, for example, we sitting here. I mean, Sixtus and I, we've done this for a long time as well. Now, somebody just goes to school, gets a PhD in media studies. He has not played in the field at all. And comes. My experience would be the person has done. I'll close my eyes and that one there.
So in the coconut analysis, we have to. I think it's more about experience than it is about knowledge, and it is about wisdom.
Do you know what, Sixtus? I like that coconut analysis. We're going to make it a segment for our young ones, okay? So watch this space. We'll get you here, young and budding, see what's inside your head. Coconut analysis.
On the front page of the Daybreak newspaper, it says ECOWAS reviews Abidjan-Lagos Highway project VRA to spill excess water. Ghana's Navy Reverend Command on standby. SNIT fights 19K payroll ghost. Saves 479 million Ghana cedis. We are still here. Court throws out Issa Seidu in Lily Rice matter. Government restructures $1 billion legacy debt with IPPs. Comes with the Minister of the Finance Minister. I was listening to him and I was just laughing to myself. And like Helen said, you know how I have always analyzed these things. What is inflation? Simple definition. What does my pocket say?
What is in my pocket and coming
That's
out
all.
of my pocket?
That's how I define. It doesn't matter whether your inflation is measuring last year's or last 2 years or no. I just look at my pocket right now. What does it say?
But Sixtus, when you go to the market, does the market woman tell you that last year it was this year is 22? I mean, sometimes when they say these things, I look at them. We are buying that inflation has dropped, right? But how the price at which I bought fuel till the same time last year is much more expensive.
That's right.
What are you talking about?
Well, the front page of the New Finder newspaper also has the finance minister smiling, same headline captured. 1 billion IPPs debt restructured. Parliamentary approval required to finalize amended terms. Gradual loss of trust for democratic rule calls for significant reforms. Former National Security Coordinator, by far the most...
Francis Poku?
Yes. Let me end it there. IMF lauds Ghana's economic progress as reason for third tranche disbursement, and Bawumia reconciles Napo Wuntumi ahead of NEC decision on running mate. Comes with the picture of Napo and
Were they at loggerheads?
Well, I think so. We on this show we have received reports from our regional correspondents who say that
was it in the run up to the Chemawuntumi?
Chemawuntumi was openly campaigning against nomination of Napo.
Was it because in the run up to... Okay, you let me leave it here. Helen.
Well, I still have the pixelated picture of Speaker of Parliament, and he's calling for scrapping of ex gratia. It's also on the front page of the... I like this conversation.
I see.
Let's see. Mahama has also mentioned it, right?
Yes, he has. Well, the overseer this morning, Bawumia's choice of...
The what?
The what?
The overseer.
Go ahead.
Credibility and fairness, that's their tagline. So Bawumia's choice of Opoku Prempeh, not surprising, makes political sense. NDC honors elderly in Ashaiman on Republic Day. IGP leaked tape. Superintendent Asare, Superintendent JB caught lying, cited for contempt. That's in the committee's report.
Right.
Mahama's legacy. UGMC performs first 6 kidney transplants. I was just talking about this morning. Napo's royal connection will boost NPP's chances in 2024 polls. University Don. I don't know who that is. NPP, Agona East PC's personal assistant arrested for fraud. Also, government restructures some 1 billion legacy debt with IPPs. Also on the front page of the Daily Graphic, 3 million children above 5 to receive Ghana cards. NHIA picks up cost. EC to conduct voter transfer for security personnel and others. I believe also those in prisons and so on and so forth. Cyprus president shares Ayoko Botre's Commonwealth vision. Minister rallies support for economic upturn. You've got a picture of Dr. Amin Adam, Minister for Finance, on the front page. On the back page, NIFA gets new ICT center.
You don't hear this school before.
I know here.
We'll come for you.
What is NIFA?
NIFA. Where are they? NIFA?
Yes, NIFA.
Benkumni NIFA.
Benkum, yes.
Oh, Benkumni NIFA.
Yes.
They've got a new ICT center, and it looks really, really plush in there. I'm sure the students are very pleased with that. That's all I've got for you on the front pages.
Okay, we'll take a break here. We'll return from the break. I'm sure we can go straight into Johnny's Bite. This is Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. And thanks for staying with us.
The luckiest, luck is everywhere.